The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Introduction. Eric Ries introduces the concept of the lean startup, which he defines as a scientific approach to creating and managing startups. He explains the problems with traditional methods of building startups and argues that a lean startup can help entrepreneurs succeed in the face of uncertainty and rapidly changing markets. Vision. Ries discusses the importance of having a clear vision for your startup. He argues that a startup's vision should be based on a set of hypotheses about what the market wants and what the startup can deliver. He emphasizes the need to test these hypotheses through experimentation and feedback from customers. Steer. Ries describes how to steer a startup in the right direction. He emphasizes the importance of creating a feedback loop between the startup and its customers, which can be used to test and validate assumptions about the market. He also discusses how to use metrics to measure progress and make informed decisions. Accelerate. Ries discusses how to accelerate a startup's growth by focusing on what he calls the one metric that matters, OMTM. He argues that startups should identify the single metric that best captures the value they create for customers and focus relentlessly on improving that metric. He also discusses how to use lean techniques such as A/B testing and cohort analysis to drive growth. Experiment. Ries discusses how to design and run experiments that can help startups test and validate their assumptions. He describes the scientific method and explains how to apply it to startup experimentation. He also discusses the importance of minimum viable products, MVPs, and how to use them to test hypotheses. Leap. Ries discusses how to make big, bold bets that can take a startup to the next level. He argues that startups should take calculated risks and be willing to pivot their strategy when necessary. He also discusses the importance of building a culture of experimentation and learning within the startup. Measure. Ries discusses how to measure progress and make informed decisions. He emphasizes the importance of using data to drive decision-making and describes how to set up a data-driven culture within a startup. He also discusses how to use vanity metrics and actionable metrics to track progress. Pivot. Ries discusses how to pivot a startup's strategy when necessary. He argues that startups should be willing to abandon their original vision if it's not working and pivot to a new direction. He also discusses different types of pivots and how to determine when a pivot is necessary. Batch. Ries discusses how to batch work and use agile development methods to increase efficiency and productivity. He argues that startups should focus on delivering small batches of work and iterating quickly based on feedback. He also discusses how to use Kanban and other agile methodologies to manage work. Grow. Ries discusses how to scale a startup while maintaining its culture of experimentation and learning. He argues that startups should focus on creating a scalable business model and building a sustainable organization. He also discusses how to use innovation accounting to measure progress and make informed decisions as the startup grows. Eric Ries presents a scientific approach to building and managing startups. He emphasizes the importance of testing assumptions through experimentation and feedback from customers, and using data to drive decision-making. Ries also stresses the need for startups to be flexible and willing to pivot their strategy when necessary. By following the principles of the lean startup, entrepreneurs can increase their chances of success in the face of uncertainty and rapidly changing markets.